right above that back heel. So I want to get that butt back further in a better position. Part of that is getting your upper body stacked on top of it, right? Getting it back there. So everything looks okay, looks pretty good, except for that butt going back. So, but how far you're squatting is a positive. It's good. Okay. So as you drive forward, you're landing here. You're landing heel, and then toe. So that's quite a bit of time, right? For your toe to wait to set up. And I'd like you to practice getting your foot at the same time. Heel toe, same time. Right now you're looking at 2 spikes, then 5, and then 7 or 8, right? It'd be easier to stop if you just had all 8 or 9 right in one fell swoop, right? Just flat. Okay, so that's one thing I want you to work on. This flexibility right here is really good. You actually, maybe that's why your hip flexors are sore. But 123, anything above 110 is really good. But being in 123, that's great. So how I want you to take this, we can make, this is the next one we're going to look at, and this is what needs to be improved. This is 107, so you're quite low into that front leg, and when you're low into that front leg, there's no ability to stop. So watch your hips. See how your knee is going forward? There's no stopping. Now it stops. See? But you see the give. The knee, and then the back leg. You see the back leg? What's the back leg doing? What's it doing? Sliding forward.
I bet your left hip hurts quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's just stopped. All that weight's going right into it.
Right. So that's what I want to change. Okay. So that's something huge. What I'd like to see is that this knee starts coming back, and we're going to start teaching you how to do that. We really work aggressively to that front knee. The back leg right here is great. And then now it starts getting bent. The back leg should stay relatively straight. So if you're looking at your chest in your hand, let's see here, it should be one straight line. See that?
Yeah.
But you're missing your ankle. So if that was, what would that look like? You'd have to be here. So what needs to change? Chest to that line, and knee to that line. So they need to be tilted in that position. What do you think is the cause?
The front knee not snapping.
That's it, right? Okay. So you fix the front knee, you fix the chest, you fix the back leg. So one thing leads to another. Okay. So that is your. Let's look at posture. Last thing from the bottom side. I need to get this too. Plant. Let's look at where your knee is. Got some sprinkler miss. Okay. So knee's not moving, but you're coming quite a bit. You see how the angle is, right?
Yeah.
The angle's quite tilted. That's fine as long as we can get around it. But it's really low. So that might change. This angle might change. Okay. So there's that. So you're not internally rotated. Everything's pretty good. So the knee works functionally. It works pretty good. So let's look at your posture. Your posture would be at release point to be a B posture. Okay, this is an A. This is a B. You might even be close to a C here. You're quite a bit down. So watch how far your chest has to go. Your chest has to go from here, right, all the way to there. This is your head before. This is your head after. So, a little bit of a movement. How do I counteract that? So that's posture. So you're a B, almost a C. So I'd like you to stay back in this position. So if I can get back, what is that, like 4 inches? Look at that. You already minimized it just by staying back 4 inches. So your head's going to be on target for a longer period of time. Okay? Let's get lower half. Let's get stacking out of lower half. You do a really good job of staying back in this. Your knees. I like your knee to go. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. Your knee to go forward and your butt to stay back. The longer you can stay forward and then drive at the last second, the harder you're going to throw off that back leg. So I'd like to, yes, it's inside. We like that. But I'd like you to get that butt back, knee forward, to be able to drive right now. Right? And you're almost there. Because your back hip's driving early before you plant. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We want to plant and then drive everything through. So stacking, I want to work on your lower half. Your upper body's pretty good. I'd like to make sure that you're bringing your chest back just a tad, make it maybe into this position, and getting it back over there, redirecting it. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we're going to go into front glove. Let's look at your front glove. Pretty high pull, right? That's good. We want to clear that. Let's look at your back shoulder. See how it's not even? It's not equal. Elbows low there. And you can see how the elbow's dragging. And I want, when your chest rotates, your arms should be rotating. So, front glove all in all looks pretty good. I like that. Looks pretty good. I don't think it's something that you have to stress over. Okay. Next one we're going to work on is, and we already talked about this, so you kind of knew this, but this is what we call a low elbow. It's just low. And that's that arm slot that everyone's talking about. See how you, as you come through, the elbow's low? Why is it low? Because it's low back there.
Yeah.
You fix back there, all of a sudden you fix forward. And then your arm's like, oh, it feels pretty good. Right? So that's just going to be, this delays, you can see your arm delay. Instead of going forward, where's it going?
To the side.
To the side. So I'd like to speed, I want to minimize any movement away and maximize all the movement forward as much as you can, right? Just, that's all you got to do. Look at the highest possible good and go towards it. Okay. So, low elbow, 163. 2 fingers. You wouldn't believe how many people don't throw with 2 fingers. It's weird.
I used to throw 3.
Oh, yeah. It's good. There's so much power in those two. It's crazy. All right. So, chest. Let's look at elbow. Chest extension here. At release point. And this is what we're talking about. What affects the chest? We talked about this before. What's affecting the chest?
The way you come set.
This guy right here. That front knee. The front knee is what is causing the inability to drive and get over your front chest. So you fix this, and all of a sudden you fix the chest too. So that gets further and further. 35 is not bad, but I'd like to see maybe another 15 degrees. How far is that? 15 degrees. Your chest. There to there.
Probably about 5 inches.
5 inches. Is that a lot? Not much, right? In the grand scheme of things like that. That's it. That's as far as, and that's the same problem that you had out there hitting your spot. The chest extension, right? The chest kept drifting the opposite way, and you needed it more towards the center of the plate. So that's chest extension. 35 needs to go up to about 50 if we can. How is that going to be fixed? By fixing the front knee. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then let's get forearm fly out. This is what we need to work on. So by all of that time, elbow's still a little bit low, and then when that's low, what does your hand have to do?
Come up.
Has to come up and out, right? So I want to minimize that as much as you can. So this is maximum layback right there. So let's measure this. Oh, 50 degrees, 50 degrees right there. If we could reduce it to right around here, how are we going to do that? How many inches is that, first of all?
Saying 5 or 6.
Okay. I'd probably even say smaller than that. Maybe 4? Yeah. 3 to 4. And how are we going to fix that? Chest is going to be a problem. Back shoulder pinched in the backhand. Chest extension is going to be a problem, or a solution to the fix. And then the hand will be fixed. Notice I'm not focusing on the hand. I'm not worried about the position of the hand. I'm worried about positioning of the back elbow and pinching, and I'm worried about the position of your chest. And that will affect the hand. Right? Okay. So if you ever have a joint, look 2 joints down. So if you have some wrist problems, I would look at your shoulder. If you have elbow problems, I'd look at your spine and the relationship of it. So usually there's a reason why, okay? But it goes back about 2 joints. All right? Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Any questions?
I know that when you go, can you show the side view again? The one on the right.
Sure.
And then rewind just a little bit. So before he plants, his hips are starting to turn before he plants, which means all that energy that you have in your hips, all that strength that you have in your hips with your rotation, you're not able to put into the ball and the speed either, because it's gone. It's wasted. You want to let it drag and hold until your plant foot happens, and then you start getting that torque by twisting your hips. Same thing with that front knee. There's so much energy that you can get just by snapping that front knee down that will translate in all the way up through your body into the ball and add so much speed too.
Yep.
So I know you're worried about speed and you want to get more speed and more speed. You just found 2 places you can get it.
It's not in your arm.
Yeah, it's not in your arm at all. It's in your hips and your front knee.
Yep. And then
Lower half.
And then as far as directing it, as far as like directing the ball where you want it to go, that shoulder is what is going to direct everything. That's like your rudder. You know what I mean? Like of the boat. That's how you're directing it, right? All that power is your legs. So if we can find those few things.